What is going on, everybody? My name is Blue and you're tuned in to The People's Trader, the channel where we take a look at the coins that you are interested in and apply Wyckoff method to try and ascertain if it is a good buy or a bad buy. If that's the sort of thing that tickles your fancy, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single day, except for the days that I don't. And if you're interested, you can also go ahead and follow me on Odyssey. Odyssey is a YouTube alternative that this is not a paid advertisement because nobody owns Odyssey. It's a decentralized platform. What's nice about Odyssey is you get paid to watch videos. Me as a creator, I continue to use YouTube and I link to Odyssey so that all of my uploads occur on the Odyssey page and you get paid to watch my videos. It's a very cool program, and this is the future, guys. Really, like this is what basic attention is trying to do. This is what blockchain is trying to do. It's trying to take away the power from, you know, the evil people at B. You gotta be, your data is being mined on these platforms. So if you are concerned about Big Brother and you don't want all of your data to be mined by these companies and be sold to other people, there are alternatives, and Odyssey is doing a fantastic job of providing a YouTube alternative. I highly recommend it. So in today's video, we're going to be just focusing on two coins. I'm going to take a look at Ethereum, and I'm also going to take a look at YFI. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. We're also going to, we'll look at the DeFi DEX as well. So let's actually go look at the decentralized finance index and see what is going on inside of the health of that space currently. So we had this huge run up. Everybody knew what was happening from, end of July to the beginning of September before we had that massive sell-off. DeFi was on a tear. We got a huge volume signature on the supply side coming in, and we've been in a decline. Now we are flatlining right now, so that's good. We could potentially call this a seller's climax, although this selling action right here came on low volume. So I'm much more inclined to say that this is our seller's climax. So this is our preliminary support, and this is our seller's climax. So we're still kind of early days right now. This is our seller's climax, automatic rally. We do need to see another move down to verify the trading range. There's no trend right now. We're in a no trend scenario. It's pretty flat. So that's kind of the DeFi index, which is looking at all DeFi projects as a whole. It could mean that there's winners, and it could mean that there's losers, or it could mean that just everything's kind of going stagnant inside of the space. Jumping back over to Ethereum, we're here, Ethereum on the daily. We are in this macro Wyckoff accumulation box. It's very interesting what's going on between Ethereum and Bitcoin right now, because Bitcoin, if we take a look, let's just zoom out onto the weekly here. This is Ethereum, and as you can see, Ethereum has broken out of its Wyckoff accumulation box and is now testing on top. That's very, very bullish. Whereas when we look at Bitcoin is still inside of its Wyckoff accumulation box. So that's a potential pivot point. It's reached the top of the range. That's an opportunity for it to reverse direction and go back down. So that being said, Bitcoin on the micro move is in a Wyckoff reaccumulation after decline. If you guys are confused about all this Wyckoff stuff, I encourage you to just join the Discord server down below. Inside of the Discord server, you can not only talk with other traders that are using this method, but I've also curated a bunch of reading material for you to understand this method. It's all free, free PDFs, free schematics, TA cheat sheet, all that stuff, community resources, book recommendations, all of that stuff is linked for you all in one place in the Discord down below. I'd love to see you in there. But that being said, the reaccumulation after decline inside of Bitcoin, we have reached the outside and we're testing the outside of the box. Whereas when we go to Ethereum, we never actually made it outside of the box. So the macro on Ethereum looks more bullish and the micro looks, like a no trend scenario. And then on Bitcoin, it's kind of like we've reached a resistance on the macro, but we're looking bullish in the short term. So it's kind of interesting what's going on between those two assets right now. If we just drop down to the 4-hour time frame on Ethereum, here is the trading range that we are currently in. We have our seller's climax, automatic rally, secondary test. That sets the range. And then we've also climbed up. We got a very minimal sign of strength. I'm not even going to go ahead and say that that's a sign of strength. We just got an upper range test. Do we break through or do we come back down? We could come back down. I think that would be very healthy, and that would bring us down to about $300 and change. The only problem with that is there is very little resistance. If you take a look at the VPVR, there's very little resistance beyond that point. So, you know, we could even potentially make it down. A worst case scenario, the point of control's down at 238. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethereum down at 240 if this does in fact show a sign of weakness and begin to start looking like a distribution pattern. On the macro, it's bullish, but you know, the micro, it's kind of no trend. So we need more signals to come in. It's not really showing us strength, but it's also not showing us weakness. So it's just a wait and see right now. My analysis is always very zoomed out. I like the bigger swings. I don't do the intraday trading. I don't do excessive leverage or anything like that. I think excessive leverage is a trap. You don't even own the crypto when you're using those futures products because they're contracts. I much prefer to have custody over my crypto, and I don't advise new investors get into that at all. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at YFI. YFI is a project that I did buy a little bit of, and it's looking as though we've reached a floor. So the concept of composite, man, you know, we have volume. Volume is my favorite indicator to look at. It is basically the effort involved behind the movement of the price. So you can interpret how much volume is coming in, and you can correlate that with a movement in the price, and you can decide who's stronger, the bulls or the bears. So my favorite indicator is the volume, and this is composite man. So these peaks here, this is composite man. We call this the composite man, the composite operator inside of Wyckoff. It's basically referring to the consensus of the market deciding tops and deciding floors. And you can see this huge volume signature come here on this seller's climax. So we are defining a trading range at this point. We have our seller's climax here. We have our automatic rally here. And we are coming down for our secondary test. So until we can get a move up, I do prefer when these things come down and test the bottom of the range as a double bottom, because then we get this much volume on a double bottom and the volume comes in again on a double bottom. Those are really definitive confirmations of a floor to me. So we did get a reversal at this point, and there are actually quite a few assets that are doing this right now. SXP is doing this, Chainlink is doing this, and it's kind of a wait and see to see how those respond. So sometimes we can draw the trading range at an angle. So we could actually be preparing to bounce around inside of the trading range at an angle. So more information is required. We just need more information. And that's what I love about Wyckoff, because it allows you to just calm down, take a moment, take a step back, and really analyze what is going on inside of the price. So let's take a look at some of these volume signatures. So we got this huge volume signature here on a green candle. The green candle, you know, it's a big green candle. It's a big green volume signature. This is consensus. People believe that we have reached a floor. You can see this volume candle here on the supply side. A lot of people agree that this is a floor for YFI and they're going to buy. So tons of buyers stepped in. That's good. So let's take a look at this candle here. You can see this candle was a 4.26% move on YFI. Is that right? That can't be right. Oh, yeah, that's not right. Let's delete that. Yeah, that's better. 21.91% move on YFI. And then this volume candle here is a 9% move on YFI. So basically, we got half the candle size on a little bit more volume. So what that tells me is that there is more supply coming in than there is demand. Because if this was purely demand, the volume signature would be half of that candle. So that's kind of what you need to think about when you're interpreting the volume. We'll go over to this candle here. This is, again, a 9% candle, and you can see the amount of volume required. That's good. That's bullish because it requires less effort to achieve the same result. Effort and result. Inside of Wyckoff, there are the 3 laws of Wyckoff, okay? 3 laws of Wyckoff. Supply and demand. There needs to be demand. You know, people need to be interested in the asset, and there needs to be limited supply for it to go up. You need to think about the cause and effect. If there's a sign of weakness, what is the effect afterwards, and vice versa. And effort and result. The law of effort and result is directly talking about volume. Here is the effort and here is the result. So it requires less buyers to get a good movement. YFI is looking good. So there are plenty of indicators that we can look at, or there's plenty of evidence, I guess I should say, inside of the chart that would indicate to me that this is going to be a higher high, higher low scenario. So basically we've tentatively set the range here. We can go ahead and assume that this is phase A inside of our Wyckoff accumulation or Wyckoff trading range. So this is actually not a bad time to buy. If you did want to trade the range, you could buy down here. You could then sell a portion of your holding there, rebuy back there. But if we do get a move out and retest the top of the box, that's when things really get parabolic. So that's basically what I am seeing inside of YFI. YFI has really good yields from what I have been experimenting as far as being a liquidity provider on YFI. So I'm looking for discounts to be buying YFI. Why won't that one delete? And it looks as though we're going to be getting good buying opportunities coming inside of YFI. So I'm quite excited for that. Anyways, that is all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed the content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. If there are any projects that you would like me to take a look at, don't forget to leave them in the comments section down below. Pop your head into the Discord, come and say hi, and until next time, we will see you in the next video. Peace.